Despa.
Back from the dead.
Welcome back, guys. My name is Code. I have not uploaded in a while, as I usually say. This time it has been actually pretty long. This is because this routine that I'm making the tutorial on today took a long time. I also had to learn a few sounds like the fart bass and such like that to make this routine, and I had a lot of studies as well. So yeah, that's why this video just took so long. However, I still do care about the channel a lot, and recently we reached 7,000 subscribers, and that's a huge number. I'm very grateful for that. All the people that subscribed and support this channel, that means a lot. So as you saw in the title, we're making a tutorial on the cover that HISS made on Despacito, the very famous song. You may ask, why are we making this tutorial? The reason is we got a bunch of requests. You can see those right here. Bunch of requests on Despacito HISS. If you haven't seen the video where HISS makes his Despacito cover, I will link that video down in the description. I'm not gonna make the whole HISS routine because I think it's simply too much. I'm just gonna make the beginning half of it. Let's get started. The first sound you will need is the air synth, and it's the... I have a pretty old tutorial on the air synth. I don't know if that's a very good tutorial. You can watch other tutorials on that as well. It's not a very difficult sound. I will type the lip synth as D-U-H. You will need a tiny bit of throat bass in this routine. I think it's like 1-0 or something. I will type the throat bass just like this. Despacito. You will also need the case snare, a very basic sound. I have a tutorial for that. You can check that out down in the description. You will also need the trumpet, also in different pitches, like... And I will type that just like that. You'll also need the BMG snare, I have a tutorial on this sound. You can check out my latest video before this one. I will link that down in the description. You'll also need to be able to hum with the BMG slide like... You'll need the inward pop lip roll. So HISS can't make the real lip roll, so he's making a version of it. It's a inward click roll. I think it's something like... I had a bit of struggle to make the HISS lip roll. I think the regular lip roll sounds much better, so I think if you know how to make the real lip roll, I think you should do it. I'm gonna use the regular lip roll instead of the HISS lip roll. The pop inward lip roll is like an inward lip roll, but you're adding a pop like right here. I talked about this in my inward lip roll variations tutorial, link down in the description. You will also need the reversed lip roll, both the lip roll and reversed lip roll I have made a tutorial on. You can check out those in the description below. You should also be able to do the... like a kick with the side of your mouth, and then a reverse lip roll. And then making a pop inward lip roll like... So practice that a bit. You'll also need a bongo drum, and that's the... Basically making a like inward K in your middle of your mouth, like... It's not an inward K snare, it's just like on the tongue in the middle and then in, like... It's almost swallowing it, and then you add a vocal to that, like... You will also need to be able to make a BMG snare like together with that, or after that, like... You will need the Starsky bass, and that's a... You will need the lip oscillation, like... It's basically having your lips closed and saying... like hi-hat, and a kick with that. You'll also need to be able to make it with a PF snare, like you'll need the sucker punch, the I have not made a tutorial on that, but I think there are good tutorials on that already. You should also be able to make the like making a kick, and then the sucker punch, and then a inward hi-hat, like they make a very good combo together, like it's like just breathing in while letting go of the sucker punch. So and specifically you should be able to make it like that. Could be a bit tricky to get that like timing and rhythm right. Try to do it very slow and listen to what I'm doing. Should also be able to make like you will need to be able to make the PH snare, the you'll need to be able to make the brum, brum, but I'm pretty sure you can do that already. I will also type the PE as well for the beat rhino snare. It's not very important that you learn it, but I kind of include it in one little part in the routine. This hashtag symbol means, so the way I do that is basically the way I do the wah-wah click sound. I have a tutorial for that. You can click the link down in the description if you want to see that. You will need the side zipper, like the important thing, don't use your lungs. I have a tutorial for the zipper if you want to check that out. You'll also need to be able to hum at the same time with the zipper, like that's why you should not use your lungs. I think you should practice a bit on this. So the thing I want you to do with the side zipper here is like first hum with it, and then in the end I want you to make that like a little kiss here after the zipper, like right where you make it, like and then that wah-wah clip, and then a BMG snare with a hum after that. So you'll need the inward click roll. It's the, that's at least how I do it. You will also need the fart bass. I am not very good with the fart bass, and I had to practice it before this video. But it's basically putting your upper lip on your bottom lip like this, and then pushing out air. That's kind of important in this routine to learn, so yeah, you should probably learn this if you want to learn the whole routine. The thing with the fart bass, if you don't have any lips like me, what you can do is create some lips like this. The same thing I did with the lip roll. I like open up my lips like this, so I get an upper lip. So with upper lip, it could be easier to make the fart bass, like pushing your lip onto your teeth like this, putting your lower lip under that, like that might actually help to make the fart bass better if you can do it already. I'll type the fart bass like this, and when I write those lines after, that just means the fart bass continues for a bit. I want you to also make a kick with this fart bass, like the problem here, if you make the kick before the fart bass to air, like I'm making like if you do that, you're not gonna get the fart bass after that. So one tip that could help is actually like making a kick with just a little air, like as little as you can, because I think it's gonna be easier to make the fart bass together with that, like. But yeah, it's very important to get that. I had to practice that a bit, like kick and fart bass together, like. Try to practice a bit like fart bass with kick, and then click roll right after that, like. You'll need a gun cock or the gun reload, that. I talked a bit about that in my HISS identity tutorial, you can check that out. There are other tutorials, I think pfTlr did a pretty good tutorial on it. You will also need to be able to make the... That's basically like putting your lips like very softly together. Pushing your teeth together could help a bit. Like try to make one very isolated of those, like... I'm using my tongue, I'm like saying... like D-U-M. And then just keeping my lips softly together like... What could be difficult with this thing is that you want it isolated, so you don't like... You want like one of those, like... You'll also need a 2H snare. I have a tutorial for the 2H K snare. Click the link in the description if you want to see that. This sound, type like that. So I know that is quite a lot of sounds, might be a bit overwhelming for you, but yeah, that's why I did not make the whole routine. Now let's move on to the patterns I think you should practice before practicing the real routine. So the intro goes like... You can practice that a bit, I don't think it's that difficult. Just get comfortable with it. The real part of the routine, like not the intro, when the real thing starts, he says Despacito with a throat bass O right there, and then you see that buu I typed there? That's basically just lip oscillation, like... And you want a throat bass M after that as well, that's why I typed that in caps lock. So... just the lip roll, and then the bongo drum BMG snare combination, like... And then lip roll and bongo drum again. And then that last O is the Starsky bass. So yeah, not be that difficult to practice. And this part you repeat like 3 times. And then later you go up in pitch, so it's like... And then you go down in pitch as soon as the bongo drum comes to the regular pitch. So I'm gonna make it a few times slow, like... So yeah, I practiced that a bit. You should probably go very slow in the beginning. The next pattern we're gonna talk about is the... One thing that could need a bit of practice is the... So it's basically the beat rhino snare. I don't think it's really important that you just make the beat rhino snare. I'm not even sure if HISS is doing this himself, but I do it like outward kick. And then the beat rhino snare. After that I make the... Actually that's the skill I roll, like... I'm like saying... Keeping my lips very hard onto that, like... But I'm making just one of those, like... So I'm making like one with the lips and one without the lips, so... Adding a kick in the beginning of that. So... That's the end of the pattern I'm just talking about, like... So just practice this very slow, like. Don't get lazy with the Starsky bass, not like. You should still get the quality in it, like. And try to get the best quality when you're making this routine, because it actually sounds a lot better. On to the next pattern. I just wanted to mention the. Maybe that could be tricky for some. So now to maybe the most like fun pattern. It sounds very good, I think. So it's the. And then this could be actually pretty tricky, but it's very funny when you get it down, I would say. Despa. We actually talked about this. We talked about that before, and then it's the fart bass. And after that we talked about that as well, and then the gun cock, and then this sound I talked about as well. It's like when you see a horse, it's like a almost like a PEH nat, but without any air, like a bit brighter. So that sound. And the good thing, don't use your lungs, because then you can also hum with this. And then after you make that sound, you go back to the fart bass again. Despa. And then you start over. So actually it's not very difficult. It might sound a bit difficult, but it's fun when you get it down. And yeah, I don't have a lot to say. Just practice, 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 and hope you get it done and have fun. Despa. Maybe it could be useful also in this pattern to practice the like making the gun cock and then the kick right after that. Despa. Really fun pattern to practice, so I really recommend you do that. Then the next pattern is a continuation, like right after the pattern I just showed, and it's the there comes the 2H snare. From here you actually start over from the beginning when you make the and then you switch over to the thing you just did, so that's pretty cool transition. This is also a pretty fun beat, but it's actually that BMG snare right here. I make an arrow on it. That's where you go like transition to that old pattern again. So so yeah, that's basically it. You change as soon as that BMG snare with the hum comes, you change that like melody with a. You change to that thing right when the BMG snare with hum comes. So. And the last pattern for today is right after this thing as well, and it's the and that's when I end the routine tutorial, and that's about half of his routine. It's basically we did this before. The difference is we are adding a so and then you just make the and hum through that part. So yeah. That's it. That's it. It is quite a lot to learn, I would say. That's one reason why it took so long for me to make this video. It is a pretty fun routine, and I recommend you to learn it if you feel like you like his routine. So now, as usual in my videos, I am going to make the whole routine myself. I think it's very important that you slow me down. The speed of this video, you can click and then just slow it down a lot so you can hang on to when I'm making the routine. That's how I practiced in the beginning. I went to his Despacito video, the cover that I linked in the description. I went to his video and then I practiced like half the speed or so. However, I will post the script down in the description, the Beatbox script. Yeah, and the Beatbox script I will also post at the end of this video. So I will have the Beatbox script as I go on top of me. Without further ado, let's go. Despacito. Despan. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This video took a long time to record as well. So without further ado, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, and subscribe. My name is Good, and I'm out. It's basically making the like middle of your tongue in word K, saying K in words like. And then making a K snare without air, like the K snare is on the side, the middle K thing is in the middle, so it's like you combine those two, like starting with the and then tongue flaps up and then you make the K snare on the side. So try to get that. Maybe I'm not working hard enough, but anyway, shut up. Maybe I'm not working hard enough, bro. I'm working so hard, you know. I am so, tie, tie, red, tie, red, tie, red, tie, tie, tie.